The metal shell crashed into the thick trees of an Oregon forest, kicking up a cloud of dust and pine needles. Emily stumbled out, her silver suit shining dimly in the moonlight. She was not human, but her mission required her to act like one. Her people, the Zintrans, sent her to study Earth's mindless creatures, humans. They called emotions a biological flaw, but Emily was curious. Her hologram projector came to life, enveloping her in a disguise. A human form with fair skin, dark hair, and wide, curious eyes. She adjusted her clothes, imitating the style of the old Earth movies she studied. The forest seemed strange, full of sounds, rustling leaves, cries of distant animals, the whisper of the wind. Zintra was silent, sterile. This chaos was fascinating. At dawn, Emily arrived in a small town called Pine Hollow. She watched from the shadows as the humans laughed, argued, and ran past. A sign caught his attention. Jake's Cafe, homemade cookies. Its database labeled the cookies as a sugary snack, but the Zintran food was a tasteless, nutrient-rich paste. Intrigued, she entered. The coffee smelled warm, like cinnamon and butter. Behind the counter stood a man in an apron dusted with flour. His badge said Jake. He had a lazy smile and a scar on his thumb. New to town? He asked, drying his hands. Emily hesitated. Yes, I would need to observe human customs. Jake laughed. Well, welcome to Pine Hollow. First time in a cafe. She nodded. Here, he slid a chocolate chip cookie across the counter. In the house, Emily looked at her. The edges were golden, the center soft. She took it, her fingers shaking slightly. Humans used food for pleasure. It seemed inefficient. Try it, Jake insisted. She took a bite. Heat flooded his mouth. Sweet, rich, alive. His hologram flickered as his true form reacted. His alien skin rippled with bioluminescent patterns. She froze. Did he notice? Jake was looking at her. Are you well? You look feverish. A malfunction, she said quickly. Thanks. I have to go. She ran away, but the taste remained. That night, in her damaged capsule, Emily ran diagnostics. The compound in the cookie triggered a reaction in her nervous system. Their species' awakening receptors went extinct centuries ago. Her report to Zintra mentioned unusual biochemistry, but she withheld the truth for the first time in her life. She felt awake. The next morning, she returned to Jake's Cafe. Emily returned to Jake's Cafe the next morning. She told herself it was for research, how humans bonded over food, how they smiled for no reason. But the truth was simpler. She craved the warmth of the cookie. Jake waved as she entered. Back again. What will be today? Another chocolate chip, she said, sitting at the same corner table. He slid the cookie onto a napkin. You are a routine woman. Oh, Emily tilted her head. Routine. Let it go. He smiled. To enjoy. She took a bite. Slower this time. The flavors exploded again. Sweetness. A pinch of salt. The melting of chocolate. His skin prickled, glowing faintly blue under the hologram. She hid her hands under the table, hoping Jake wouldn't notice. For the next week, Emily came every day. Jake started experimenting. Try this, he said, offering oatmeal raisins, peanut butter, snickerdoodles. Each bite left her dizzy, her alien biology reacting in ways she didn't understand. A peppermint brownie once made her laugh uncontrollably. Jake laughed too, although he didn't know why. One afternoon, his communicator beeped. A hologram of their commander, Vera, appeared. Emily. Report. Emily entered the cafe alley, her heart racing. I am collecting data only about human social rituals. There, food is fundamental to interaction. Vera's voice was cold. You mentioned food excessively. Zintrans does not indulge in sensory distractions. Focus on your weaknesses. Aggression. Illogical ties. Emily looked out the cafe window. Jake was cleaning the counters, humming off-key. Understood. But that night, she smuggled a cookie into her capsule. She examined it, perplexed. The earth is of that, combined with the sugar in Jake's touch, was altering their chemistry. Your people would call that a failure. For Emily, it was like waking up. The next day, Jake leaned against her desk. You're not from here, are you? Emily froze. Why? You look at things as if you were seeing them for the first time. And you never take off your jacket. I'm cold. He smiled. It's 80 degrees outside. She hesitated. I'm different. I guessed. He sat down, serious now. You are safe here. Okay. Pine Hollows is good at secrets. Emily's hologram flickered again. This time, not from excitement, but from relief. She bought 2 cookies that day. Emily couldn't stay away. Every morning, she walked to Jake's cafe. His steps quickened as the smell of baking dough grew stronger. Jake started to save her a cookie. A new flavor every day. For my most loyal customer, he said, sliding it across the counter. One Tuesday, he handed her a lemon roll. Pie different. Try it. She bit. The strong taste made her gasp and then sigh. His skin glowed slightly, the hologram struggling to hide its alien glow. This is intense. Jake frowned. You are sweating. You're sure you're fine? Emily nodded. Cookies weren't just food. They were unlocking something in her. The color seemed brighter. It looked sharper. When Jake touched her hand passing the change, her whole body buzzed. Zintrins didn't blush, which his human disguise did. At night, in her cocoon, Emily examined her body. His cells were changing. Earth's sugars, spices, and oxygen were rewriting its DNA. She felt more alive in a way her people had forgotten. His communicator rang again. Vera's hologram sounded. Your reports are insufficient. Why do you waste time on snacks? Emily straightened up. Snacks are a fundamental human ritual. They trigger emotions like joy and nostalgia. Emotions are irrelevant. Focus on your aggression, your wars. But joy is also a weakness, Emily argued. They prioritize pleasure over logic. Vera paused. Interesting. Analyze it. But don't participate. Emily hesitated. Understood. The next day, Jake handed him a cinnamon roll. You look tired. Eat this. She took a bite and heat flooded her. His disguise flickered. Blue veins pulsed beneath his skin. Jake's eyes widened. But he didn't say anything. That night, Emily broke protocol. She baked a cookie using Zintron tech, mixing earthen ingredients with her ship's energy crystals. The result glowed faintly. She ate it, and the surge of power almost knocked her over. His mind raced. What if humans could feel this? But when she offered Jake a piece, he shook his head. Put away your weird space cookies. I like my normal. Emily smiled. Normal is boring. Jake studied her. You're not. Normal. You are? She froze. What do you mean? He shrugged. You are just different. In a good way. Emily left the cafe that night carrying a bag of cookies, her mind reeling. Vera's warnings echoed, but so did Jake's kindness. She was changing inside and out, and she didn't want it to stop. Emily's communicator rang sharply. She ignored it, staring at the half-eaten oatmeal cookie on the breakfast table. Jake's voice cut through his thoughts. You've been quiet today. All good. She forced a smile. Fine. Just tired. The communicator rang again. This time she responded. Vera's hologram flickered above the device, her expression stern. Emily, you skipped 3 check-ins. Explain. I'm busy, Emily said, lowering her voice. Studying human rituals takes time. Vera's eyes narrowed. Your last report mentioned cookies 6 times. You are obsessed with trivia. Focus on your violence, your illogical alliances. Emily gripped the edge of the table. Their trivialities are what unite them. They find joy in the little things. It's not weakness. It's strength. Vera's tone turned icy. You are committed. Return to pod for recalibration. No. The word escaped before Emily could stop it. Jake looked up, surprised. Emily stood up abruptly. I need to go. She ran to her capsule, her heart pounding. Inside, she pulled up the Zintron Aces database, looking for answers. Why did cookies affect her so deeply? The scans revealed the truth. Earth's air, mixed with sugar and human interaction, was rewiring his brain. Her people had turned off these receivers long ago, calling them inefficient, but Emily felt more alive than ever. The next morning, she returned to the cafe. Jake handed him a bag. Extras packed for you. I thought you needed them. Emily hesitated. Why are you kind to me? He shrugged. You're the only person in town who doesn't gossip. Plus, you eat cookies like they're endangered. She almost laughed. But when she bit into a peanut butter cookie, her disguise completely failed. His skin rippled blue, shining like a star. Jake dropped a mug of coffee. It broke. Emily froze. You saw it? Yes. He looked pale. You are not human. Silence hung between them. Emily braced herself for panic and rejection. Instead, Jake knelt to clean up the mess, his voice steady. So, alien, huh? Explains the weird glow. Are you going to destroy the planet? No. Emily's hologram stabilized. I am a scientist. I don't mean any harm. Jake stood up, drying his hands. Good. Now eat your cookie before it goes bad. Relief flooded her. Thanks. Just don't teleport me. Okay. He smiled weakly. That night, Emily smuggled cookies into her pan, hiding them in a compartment lined with Zintron tech. His communicator rang again. Vera's message shone through. Return or face exile. Emily deleted. She wasn't ready to leave. Not yet. Jake closed the cafe door, turning the sign from open to closed. Stay a while. He asked Emily, I want to try a new recipe. She hesitated. Your people value privacy. I shouldn't intrude. He snorted. Since when do you worry about should? Let's go. In the kitchen, Jake handed him a bowl. Already baked. Emily shook her head. Zintron eats nutritional paste. Efficiency is gone. Pleasure. Jake smiled. Well, welcome to the chaos of Earth. He guided her hands, shaping the dough. Like this. Kind. Emily concentrated, but her skin tingled where Jake touched her. Why are you teaching me? Why not? He paused. You're alone, right? Like me. She stiffened. Loneliness is illogical. My people abolished this. Abolished or simply buried. He poured chocolate chips into the dough. My ex left because I hid my feelings. Maybe your people are hiding too. Emily's hologram blinked. The feelings are confusing. Yes. He smiled. But they are real. They roasted in silence. When the cookies appeared, golden and fragrant, Emily took a bite. Your disguise has failed again. Blue light pulsed beneath his skin. Jake watched. Fascinated. You are beautiful, he said softly. She blushed. A human reaction she couldn't control. I'm a freak. No. He touched her hand. You are brave. You are your learning to feel. This is rare. Emily looked away. Zintron will exile me if I stay. So stay. It's not simple, is it? He leaned closer. You are not them. You are you. Their faces were inches apart. Emily's breathing quickened. His body buzzed. Not from cookies, but from something deeper. Jake hesitated, then backed away. Sorry. Very fast. She shook her head. No. It's new. But it's not bad. They ate cookies with silent understanding. For the first time, Emily let her disguise fall completely. His true form glowed strangely and radiantly. Jake didn't waver. Then he said, What's next? Emily smiled. I don't know, but I want to find out. Emily spent nights in her cocoon, scanning cookie crumbs with Zintron tools. Why do they affect me? She muttered, looking at the data. The answer flashed on the screen. Earth's oxygen, combined with sugar and human touch, altered his DNA. She was becoming something new, part alien, part human. Jake found her at dawn, sleeping at the capsule's controls. Emily, he whispered, shaking her shoulder. She woke up scared. You shouldn't be here. It's dangerous. Dangerous is my middle name. He lifted a bag, brought breakfast, and answered. Inside were old photos of his ex-wife. Letters she had left. She said I was cold, he said, very focused on work. But you? You feel too much. Maybe we will balance ourselves. Amelia's throat tightened. Zintron sent a warning. They're sending someone to take me back. So let's fight. We can't. They are advanced. You too. Jake tapped the cookie scanner. Use their technology. Turn cookies into a weapon. Emily blinked. A weapon? Yes, you said they changed you. Maybe they can change them. That night, Emily baked. She mixed chocolate chips with Zintron energy crystals, creating a shiny mass. The oven hummed, and the result was a cookie that pulsed slightly. She took a bite and power surged through her, stronger than before. The next day, a shadow fell over Pine Hollow. A sleek black ship descended, knocking down trees. Kale, a Zintron enforcer, emerged. His eyes glowed red. Emily, you betrayed us. Jake took a step forward. She didn't do anything wrong. Kale sneered. Primitive. You cling to emotions like children. He fired a beam at Emily. Look. Jake pushed her aside, catching the blast. He collapsed, holding his arm. Emily's cover has fallen. It glowed fiercely, strange and radiant. Leave him alone. Kale laughed. You are weak. The misfortune. Emily picked up a shiny cookie. Try me. Emily tossed the sparkly cookie to Kale. It hit his weapon, dissolving it in an explosion of light. Kale staggered back, shocked. Impossible. You are primitive. Wrong. Emily said, her voice firm. I am more. She grabbed Jake's good arm and dragged him towards the cafe. Between. Kale roared, firing energy blasts. Emily spun around, tossing another cookie. It exploded, creating a barrier of light. Run. They fled when Kale's ship fired at the capsule, reducing it to ashes. Emily's hands were shaking, not with fear, but with anger. Her people tried to erase her, but she was no longer a sentinel. At the cafe, Jake fell against a table, bleeding. Emily knelt, her hands glowing blue. "This is going to hurt," she warned, pressing them against the wound. He gritted his teeth. "Do it." Increased energy. Jake gasped as his skin came together and the scar disappeared. Emily backed away, exhausted. "Your turn to rest." "Not yet." He stood there, trembling but determined. "We need to notify the city." Outside, the residents of Pine Hollow looked down at the smoking crater where the pod had been. Kale's ship hovered, teasingly. Emily took a step forward. "He will leave, or I will stop him." A voice crackled on the ship. "This isn't over, traitor." He disappears sky in the sky. The townspeople gathered together, murmuring. A child pointed to Emily's glowing hands. "Are you an angel?" "No," Emily said. "Just different." Jake squeezed his shoulder. "Different is good." That night, they sat on the cafe's terrace, watching the stars. "They will come back," said Emily. "Leave them." Jake handed him a cookie. "We have this." Emily smiled. "Us. You're staying, right? Pine Hollow is yours now." She leaned into him, her glare softening. "Yes." The morning sunlight streamed into the cafe. Emily sat across from Jake. Their hands intertwined tightly. "I need to tell you the truth," she said. Jake took a sip of coffee. "About the glitter, the spaceship, the cookie-melting guns." She blinked. "You knew." "I guessed. You're not exactly subtle." He set his mug down. "But I want to hear it from you." Emily took a deep breath. "I'm from Zintra. My people sent me to study humans. They think emotions are flawed. But you made me feel alive." Jake nodded. "And the cookies. They reconnected me. My DNA. I am no longer fully Zintran." He leaned forward. "And now? The council will require me to return. If I refuse, I am exiled. Forever." Jake smiled. "It seems like a win-win situation. You stay here, eat cookies, irritate me daily." Emily's eyes filled. "You're not afraid." "Should I be? I could be dangerous. You saved my life. That's good enough for me." Relief washed over her. "Thanks." Now Jake stood up. "Let's rebuild your pod. I can't leave you floating without a ride." They removed parts from the wreckage. Zintran technology mixed with earth metal. Jake hammered. Emily welded with alien energy. The days turned into weeks. The townspeople brought supplies, curious but kind. When the new pod was ready, Emily received a final message from Zinta. To choose. Go back and forget this chaos, or stay. And lose your identity. She deleted the message. Jake threw her a wrench. "Ready for the grand opening." "Our bakery." "Yes. Stardust candy. Combining your technology with my recipes." Emily smiled. "I like that." As they were hanging the sign, a child peeked over. "Are you really an alien?" Emily knelt down, glowing softly. "Yes, but I'm learning to be human." The child smiled. "Legal." Jake wrapped an arm around Emily. "Home is where the cookies are," he said. A hologram glowed above Emily's reconstructed pod. 3 participating elders. Their forms shone with cold light. Emily de Zintra intoned one. "You violated our laws. To choose. Return and regain your position or remain exiled among the primitives." Jake stood beside her, silent but unwavering. Emily looked at the elders. "If I stay, I lose my identity." "Correct," said the oldest. "You will be deleted from our records." "Forgotten." Emily looked at Jake. He shrugged. "Better to be remembered here." She turned around. "I choose Earth." The elders' faces contorted with disdain. "You embrace weakness. I embrace life." The hologram disappeared. Emily shook, his body glowing brighter than ever. Jake steadied her. "What is happening?" "My DNA," she gasped. "It's stabilizing." As the days passed, his alien features disappeared. His skin softened. Its glow dimmed to a warm human tone. Only his eyes remained. A light starry blue. "I'm still me," she whispered. "But different." Jake smiled. "Different is perfect." They opened Stardust Sweets the following week. Emily's Zintran technology improved the ovens, creating cookies that glowed lightly and had an addictive flavor. Locals joked that the bakery was magical. The kids laughed as Emily let them stir the sparkly dough. One afternoon, a social worker arrived. "We have a girl. Lily. Her parents died in accident. She is unusual, glows in the dark." Emily and Jake exchanged looks. Emily knelt down in front of Lily. "You are special," she said. "Like me." Lily smiled. "Can I stay?" Jake ruffled her hair. "Only if you like cookies." Years passed. The bakery prospered. Emily's hair turned gray, but her eyes remained bright. Jake's laugh lines deepened. Lily became a teenager. Its shine is softer golden, a mix of Earth and stars. One night, Emily found a Zintron ship orbiting Earth. She smiled. Let them watch. The bell above the Stardust Suites tinkled as guests arrived. Attracted by the smell of cinnamon and starlight, Emily cleaned the counter. Her blue eyes crinkled like Lily. Now a teenager has served a bright chocolate chip cookie to a wide-eyed toddler. Careful, Lily warned. They are addictive. Jake left the kitchen. Flower in the hair. We're out of snickerdoodles again, he said, smiling. Obsessed cities. Emily laughed. Good thing your apprentice inherited my technology. She nodded at Lily, who was fixing the zinc oven with a screwdriver. The girl's hands glowed faintly. A mix of Earth and alien. Just like her. The years had softened Emily's rough edges, but her smile remained bright. Clients often asked about her eyes. Contacts. Jake joked. Emily just blinked. At dusk, they closed the cafe. Lily sprawled out on the floor, doing her homework. Why did Zintron land? She asked. Emily looked up at the sky. They are curious, but they don't understand happiness. Do you miss them? No, Emily said, shaking Jake's hand. This is home. That night, a Zintron ship hovered over Pine Hollow. Inside, Vera watched the bakery's holograms. Laughter, bright cookies. Lillian's smile. She is happier than any Zintron, the scientist noted. Vera frowned. Emotions are inefficient. But she thrives. Vera said nothing. The ship remained hidden, observing. Back on Earth, Emily was under the stars, with Jake's arm around her. I think someday they will join us. He asked. Someday, she said. But they need to learn what we have. Like what? Cookies, chaos, love. Jake laughed. Good thing we have plenty. Emily kissed him, her glow fading to a warm, human light. Above, the Zintron ship stood, a silent promise, not of invasion, but of hope.